Okay, everyone, come over this way. I'm going to show you what we're going to do.
We're gonna plant.
As you can tell, there's already plants in there. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put some in the middle, and that means we're probably going to have to walk in there. Let me show you. I'm going to show you how we're going to put.
What does it mean to be a farmer? What does it mean to be a community member in developing these kind of projects? What does it mean to have cultural inspiration, that cultural story behind agriculture? You know, those teachings that we miss as, you know, as a generation gap, or you know, or just a lack of a mentor around when we're growing up.
What are you doing? He's helping me. Yeah.
The little ones, when you get them together with an elder, they start asking questions, and the elder, you know, they're so protective of what they know and their stories and everything. But when a little kid is asking, you know, they have to share it. You know, it's a really neat thing to see that interaction between youth and elders when you bring them together. Not necessarily, you don't bring them together to make them teach a lesson, but it just kind of happens on its own when they're spending time together.
See you guys later. Bye.
What we're doing here in Tuba City is a variety of, it's called the Feast and Future Initiative, and we do a lot of nutrition-based programs through the Edible School Garden, Community Visioning Program, Farmers Market, and Farmers Workshops. And the idea is to get people involved in farming and agriculture again, to bring down the high rates of diabetes and obesity. The idea is to have local farmers sell their produce to the stores here locally, so that we're not bringing in outside produce.
Part of our philosophy is sustainable economics. This system here, we call it feed to seed. And what it does is it takes a grain, and I filled this tray with barley seeds 7 days ago. And this is how much it's grown in 7 days. And all we use is just water. And the value of live greens is more than 20 times that of dried alfalfa. To fill this tray with 2 pounds of barley costs 40 cents, which translates to 40 cents to feed 3 sheep. With a system like this, we can be able to afford some relief. We can rest some of the areas that's being grazed and being overgrazed. It's part of a solution to range management.
Unity through sustainability. What that means is different organizations coming together locally, regionally, for a common purpose, development, future development. What does future development mean to Native Americans, Native communities? And you know, we believe that we have to incorporate our culture into this development, not just symbolism, but also our teachings of being stewards of the land. In relationship to the gardening project, one of our goals is to hire an accredited landscape architect to professionally design 2.5 to 3 acres of site here in Moenkopi, and this is where the garden would be. But most of all, they would have the training and the knowledge and the skill to develop a design that we can follow, a blueprint that we can follow to develop this garden. And within this blueprint, we'll have technical data on water conservation, site techniques as far as water retention and site drainage and stormwater. How do we retain some of these elements from our existing development and then tie it into this new garden and marketplace and pavilion development? And the pavilion is going to be right here located in the courtyard behind me at the motel, at the Moenkopi Legacy Inn. And then behind the pavilion will be the garden itself, the sustainable garden. Right now we're fabricating a solar array.
We were trying to figure out something that we can do for the Moenkopi Developers project with their sustainable pavilion. And we wanted to incorporate a lot of the elements that are mutual between our communities. So, you know, we don't just do things to do them. There's always a reason behind everything, or symbolism. So when we saw the dawa, the Hopi sun kachina, I remember looking at the feathers and like, man, this could be panels. And I just started arranging panels that way. And we came up with this concept of using the sun as our array and integrate art into our design. It's not only artistic, but also symbolic, because the sun kachina is ultimately what we're putting up there. And we're using it to attract the sunlight and power some of our buildings. And for me, it was something that sparked a creative nerve. As far as me trying to find ways to make solar appealing.
In Natives, we have our own types of traditional spaces and outdoor spaces. Why are we leaving that out of all our new developments, our new modern things, you know? And that when that's really the most important part, and that could really ensure that when people come here, even especially our people, that they rest and they really get refueled. And that's the kind of things that will work anywhere. I believe our shopping centers, I believe in all the things that we do on the res, is those are the kinds of things that will really help make people happy again and relax at these places. This will be a community facility. There'll be a farmer's market every weekend. People will relax out here. You need, not just Hopi, Navajo, all the people from all over the world. They're already feeling it. They're already feeling the spirit of where this is going.
This is one of the first presentations that we started doing in the community. And now it's starting to be others, because not that many people know how to make this. It's just like, oh, let's go to grandma's.
Yeah.
Let's go to so-and-so. They know how to do it.
Yeah.
So we're able
Have it
to
done instead
bring
of
it
do
to
their own. Yeah, that's needed. And then bring it to other communities. I like that idea.